Hi guys, you've come to my channel. I am the CA file. If I say there's a deck of cards, you can tell almost the entire life of a person. From the moment of innocence until you grow up to love someone. Losing a successful person. 7 defeat. The deck is that we are ignorant to hear we are stupid. Many people will immediately think of divination as such. There is never a lover. Will the old man come back? It's actually a very small part. If you ignore fortune-telling, it's more like a book on human psychology. Each card is a version of ourselves. In this CD, we're going to discover all 22 hidden leaves. The main card of the tarot deck is the full line 0 card. A lot of people see the cards. This is the first time we thought it represented an idiot. It's actually the most common misconception. The phone doesn't represent the stupid. For all of us, at the moment about to enter something completely new. Look at the card. You'll see a young man with a luggage bag. Eyes to the sky. In front is the cliff, behind is the old life. He has absolutely no idea what's ahead of him. It could be a beautiful road. It could also be the fall of life. But he still walked. Sounds risky, but think about it. Going to school for the first time at work, love someone for the first time. Have you ever known the outcome? You're simply walking away. That's the meaning of the telephone. Not stupid, but brave enough to start. I like people who are not afraid of 7 failures. People are just afraid of imagining raw 7 defeats. Try to remember how many things you've wanted to do in the end. I quit because I thought of the 100 worst case scenarios. The Fool is different. This card says that. Think a little ahead. Of course not. The Bank loan completed. Review to the football casino. That's called real stupidity. The biggest strength of the Fool is trust. Believe in yourself. Believe in the journey. I believe that if I fall, we'll get up. It sounds simple, but it's really hard. Because the bigger we get, the more we like to compute. Everything must be sure to win. Someone needs to know if they are married. Startups need to know if they are successful. Investors must know if there is a profit. If everything is waiting for an answer, then life will never begin. But the telephone also has its dark side. Courage. Without sanity, it's easy to risk your life. Like new. I've been thinking about taking a wedding photo. Or watch videos on TikTok. Confidently quit your job to become a millionaire. It's no longer mindless courage. What I like most about leaves. This post doesn't promise you everything will go well. And the phone doesn't say, just walk away and everything will be fine. It just says keep walking. What lies ahead is flowers or stones. The stone is the journey. Because the most unfortunate thing in life, it's not a fall. It's never dared to take the first step. What is yours today is, start with the story you'll be proud of later. Especially when recounting. Next is the magic. Many people would imagine a magician. Left hand with stick, right hand with magic. But if you only understand that, you miss the most interesting thing because the magician does not represent a color. It's for people who know how to create miracles themselves. One hand to the sky. One hand pointing to the ground. What I think can be turned into what I do. All around him is a stick. Sword. The coin cup and my bride. They represent the will of the mind. Emotions and resources. He's not the one with the most. They are the ones who make the best use of what they have. Instead of complaining if I have more money. If I'm better. I want to look at life and say, this is all I have. It's done. Most of us are not incompetent. We just don't feel good enough. You can take 10 courses on a hard drive full of material. Infect leader watch after longer lifespan. Mosquito. The project is still in the final directory. Knowledge is only valuable when it is used. To a point in time, you have to. We procrastinate not because of laziness, but because of fear of 7 defeats. I'm afraid I'm not as good as I thought I was. So the brain chooses to learn a little bit more. It's just procrastination wrapped in gift paper. Either you lack the tools or you lack a decision. The dark side of the magician. The negatives are the ones who talk positively. The ultimate idea. But that's less than the avatar change. $1 million project a week, but after 3 months, the only complete is the brand identity. This card doesn't say you're special, born to succeed. It just reminds you that you're always more than capable, more than I thought. The question is whether to use it. Most of the miracle, it all starts with very ordinary things, like the first day you stop saying tomorrow. No one remembers a statue when it was a rock, or a tree as a seed. The Magi stand there to remind us. Potential is just raw material. The new act is magic 4. The most magical thing is not waking up one day, turn into someone else. It's that every day you dare to do a little more. Then look back for a moment. You just realized someone I used to admire, gradually becoming myself. Next is the priestess. They think this is a card of magical secrets, or a fairy who knows the future. That sounds cool, but it's not true. If the magician is the one who always says, if you do, the priest will smile and ask if you are sure. Just one sentence, but sometimes it's enough to keep you thinking all week. Look at this flying leaf. You'll see a woman sitting very still. No exaggeration, no sword, no tossing. Don't try to prove you Ray good. Behind her was a veil over her head, the moon. The two sides are 2 pillars, one black and one white. It's like you're sitting right in the middle of the line. Light and darkness. The emotional and intellectual divide between what we know and what we don't know. What's interesting is she didn't step over. She just sat there watching. Did you ever notice when you were a kid? We always want a quick answer. What to do when you grow up? Does this person like me? This decision is right or wrong. But the bigger you get, the more you realize there are questions that can't be answered with Google. No video tutorial, no chat. Lead without artificial intelligence, and no one can decide for you. That's when the good girl shows up. It's often called intuition. It's the feeling that makes you walk into a room and immediately saw that something was wrong. It's time to meet someone for the first time. No one said anything, but you felt very comfortable or very insecure. Or what many people joke about is feeling. The 6th rank of women. The lover just texted. I was busy, but my gut whispered that something was wrong. Not because you know the future, but because of the brain. We see thousands of them, details before you even realize it. A good woman is a symbol of that ability. But don't use this excuse to text your best friend. I have a feeling it's going to be 38 tomorrow. It's not intuition. It's imagination and hope. 2 different concepts. There's a very funny paradox. We always say we want to know ourselves, what to really think, but we spend almost all of our time every day to hear what others think. Open your eyes on TikTok, Facebook. Listen to the podcast until the evening. Your brain is full of voices, but none of them are yours. It's like opening a room with 100 people talking. Your voice disappears without ever knowing. Kind women don't hate knowledge. On the contrary, you're the most intellectual lover in my deck. But she understood one thing. Knowledge is not a substitute for thinking. It's just raw materials. The cook is still. You have a very nice detail. Behind the priestess was an embroidered veil of. In the bride. Of material symbolizing knowledge and secrecy. That means the truth always exists. It's just that we're not always ready. See. There are lessons that, if you listen to early, are just theories. But when it's over, Just one sentence. You'll understand for a lifetime. Who also used to. I know a relationship is not working, but I try. Know the job is not right, but still stay. I know I am hurting myself, but I still tell myself. Just a little more at that time. It's not that you don't know. You just don't want to believe. Intuition very rarely screams. It just whispers. Who can't hear? It's usually not because it's too small. It's because what I said was too loud. If fools represent courage, the magician represents action. The priestess represents silence. Sounds simple, but often. Sitting for 10 minutes without a phone. No music, no notifications. Most of us find it harder than running 5 kilometers. It's not because of the scary silence. It's because it's in there. I hear what I tried to ignore. The dark side of a decent woman is that if she's out of balance, intuition turns into doubt. The silence turns to retreat. A very thoughtful person forgets how to act. What I like most is that she never says, choose a side. It's a reminder that growing up, it's knowing when to listen to each other. The answer you've been looking for is never too far away. It's just waiting for you to sit down one day, long enough to listen to yourself. Next up is the queen, the most powerful thing in the world. It's not strength, it's nourishment. A tree doesn't grow just because it tries. A child doesn't grow up just because he's smart. A love that doesn't last just because. You two love each other enough. Everything beautiful in the world needs to be taken care of. And if you have to choose a card that represents that, it's definitely the queen. If a fool is like a child eager to explore the world, magicians are like people who turn ideas into action. The priestess represents intuition. The queen is like spring. No noise, no ostentation. But wherever you go, where there's life, look at this card. You'll see a woman sitting on a throne. Not a cold throne. It's a chair in the middle of nature. It's surrounded by a forest of wheat trees and leaves of the river. It's all growing. What's interesting is that there's no AI to make them big. They grow up because the environment allows them to. That's the queen's energy. Not force uncontrollably, but nourish the baby's day. We often think of power as something cool. Super swordsmen. Wizards who defeat monsters but get bigger. You will realize there are people who don't beat AI, but it changes other people's lives. A mother, a teacher, a friend who always believes in you, give you the first chance. They don't do magic, they don't save the world. They just show up at the right time and make you believe. I can do it sometimes. A word at the right time is stronger than 1,000. My advice is a very good question. Why is it the same seed? There is a big tree. The tree that just popped up died. Error of SAO seeds is not necessarily. It's only grown in the wrong places. And so are humans. There are children who were once considered illiterate. Later, he became a genius. There are employees who are useless. The company is growing rapidly. Some old lovers used to say, there's nothing I can do. A few years later, they return to the inbox. How are you? It's true that life likes to write scripts more than anything. Felix, the queen, reminds us of one thing. People don't just need opportunities. We need a good environment to grow. Sounds simple, but think about it. Do you study well when you are criticized every day? Do you dare to be creative if you do something wrong? Do you dare to be yourself? If you're always afraid of being judged, it's hard. Because humans are more like trees than we think. The lack of light will be large in a distorted way. There's a sad thing. Many people spend their youth to try to be a good enough version in the eyes of others. Beautiful enough, rich enough, good enough, successful enough. But I forgot a question. Am I being kind to myself? The queen doesn't teach you to win. She teaches you not to forget to take care of people who are fighting. Sounds a bit healing, doesn't it? But don't get it wrong. Queen without neck. It's a dance that goes on all day, and it's called self-love. Eat fried chicken but meal, no exercise. Work exists. Let the tomorrow version deal with it. Finished posting Citoji healing period. It's called a brain processor that's running battery saving mode. Love yourself. I really dare to do what is good for me, even though they're not pleasant. Sleep early and eat well. Exercise reading books. Learn more skills. Leaving a toxic relationship. Forgive yourself after a 7 defeat. They're not flashy, but they're like watering plants. Every day, it's time to look back. You realize when you've grown up. The Queen's dark side is also interesting. When this energy is out of balance, concern turns into control. Love becomes too much. Give and unconsciously expect a return. There are people who take care of everyone, but I forgot about myself. It's like a backup charger. Save the battery wherever you go. It's time to use 2% of your battery. Maybe that's why the Queen always says one thing. You can't give water to someone else. My cup is empty. This is not selfish. Here's the rule. An exhausted person can't bring energy to AI. A heart full of hurt. It is difficult to heal others. What I like most about women, the truth is that you never force a flower to bloom faster. She just watered waiting. We believe that every creature, they all have their own pace of growth. Someone succeeded at the age of 20. 34 to 10 people find what they really want to do. No one is late. It's just that everyone's going on a different season. Growing up is the day you learn to be gentle with yourself, but still strong enough to keep growing. What makes a tree? The old city is not the heaviest rain. It's thousands of days being nurtured in silence. Next is the emperor. There's a type of person that almost every AI has met. They walk into the room without talking too loudly. No need to be dangerous. But naturally, AI is a little more serious. Not because they're scary. It's because they make others feel. This guy knows what he's doing. That's the power of the emperor. It's not power that comes from office. It's power that comes from stability. If the Queen is like spring, to nurture everything, to grow, the emperor is like a mountain. Not running according to AI, not trying to please AI. Just stand there and let others know. No matter what happens, there is still room. Look at the card. You'll see a king of prey on a throne of stone. Not the throne. It's hard rock that's heavy and very hard to move. The armor is still on. The staff is still in hand. Behind them are lonely mountains with no fields. There is no flower, there is no softness like the Queen. Everything in the card is saying the same thing. Responsibility as a child. We often think we like being adults. What? Time to sleep. Buy what you want. It's time to grow up. Adults can buy anything as long as they want. There was money, and that was when the emperor. It begins to appear in everyone's life. There's a very good sentence. Freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. It's about being disciplined enough to make choices. That sounds a bit counterintuitive, but think about someone who wakes up on time, work, all save health training. Maybe they're being extreme, but a few years later, they had more options. While people live by inspiration every day, do it today if you like. When you get bored tomorrow, change your goal. Eventually, they're controlled by their own emotions. It sounds free, but it is. Ra is working as an official employee for impulsivity. The emperor is not the best. You're just the most reliable. There's a huge difference. You can be very smart, but if I promise to forget tomorrow, if you change your mind, others will not give you the job. Life is strange. The long-term winner is rarely the best. Usually the most stable. Have you ever noticed? We love to watch videos like this. The 5 Habits of Millionaire. Wake up at 5:30 a.m. Finish watching. Full motivation. Buy a water bottle. Pen book. Time management application. To the third day. The only thing that's still working is the alarm button. And it's also turned off after 3 seconds. It's not a lack of determination. It's because we like the feeling of the beginning more than the feeling of the beginning. The emperor lives by the opposite in me. Emperor is associated with Sao fire, symbol of willpower, action. But his strength does not lie in defeating others. That Nam is open to beating himself every day. Waking up when you want to sleep and exercising when you are lazy. Get the job done even if you are not interested. Sounds boring, right? But the truth is that most of them succeed, built on very ordinary days. Of course, the emperor also has a dark side, a very selfish person. The law sometimes becomes too rigid. The law is the law of no emotion, no exception. The kind of person who goes out to divide the bill each vegetable. You're a minute late. He looked at his watch as if he had just witnessed the collapse of civilization. Discipline is good, but if we turn our lives into military barracks, even happiness must be pleased. The new license is entered. What I like most about the king, you are not trying to prove yourself strong. You just do what needs to be done, day after day. There's a great quote. An adult is not someone who is no longer afraid. It's someone who does the right thing even though they're afraid. The emperor is the embodiment of that statement. If the foolish wizard, the good lady and the queen have taught you many lessons, then the emperor would ask a simple question. After all, are you disciplined enough to get to the end? Dreaming is not difficult to plan. The hardest part is waking up in a normal morning. No inspiration, no cheerleading. But you continue to. The real power lies in the ability to control your life. The winner. Usually people are still walking when the others have stopped.